Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Akim out there pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and to all you believers out there who believe it on the gospel. And it's the brother Kwara Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And real briefly, I want to go into a quick little lesson. And as I'm sure all y'all brothers or sisters may have seen the Lil Nas X BET Awards, his performance, right? When as I'm sure we all probably heard about now how him and one of his backup dancers, so-called kissed when the performance was over with, and I was just scrolling through the YouTube and I seen the elder brother Required Quam out there in London. He had posted a little picture on the YouTube, and he said his caption was some to the effect of how the Most High word is confirmed. And what he said was spiritual Sodom and Egypt, right? And it hit me like, man, when you look at this performance, right, which again, I seen her, from the elder brother post, this Lil Nas X performance. Now we know how they've been pushing, how he's a rainbow flag supporter. I'm gonna say that because we also know certain trigger words that we can't say unless if we do, YouTube delete the page or to get you strikes. So I'm gonna be using code words as best as I can in this video. So when we refer to these people who celebrate Pride Month, if you understand what I'm saying, the rainbow flag supporters, right? They've been pushing and using the Lil Nas X to forward their agenda, and his the satanic agenda as well as for the so-called white man Esau Edom, which we know biblically, the so-called white man, his biblical nationality is the Edomite, right? Who's the last heathen nation to rule and the last heathen nation that had the Israelites in captivity, right? And the main great empire that was to be in the last days obviously will be ran by the Edomites if he the last ruler, right? Well, it's known in the scriptures as Babylon the Great, that great city. And as we see in these last days, it's being made known and very clear that America is that great city, Babylon the Great. The daughter of Babylon is written about in the Bible. And what we going to get right here in Revelation 11 and 8, I'm going to read it real quick, is also referred to as spiritual Sodom and spiritually Egypt. And look, what we seeing again with Lil Nas X pushing his rainbow flag agenda, which is spiritual Sodom, and look at the background. You see? Look, boom, there it is. That's a spirit. The Lord clicked on that. In Egypt, Revelation 11 and 8. It says, in their dead bodies. Now, when you go into this, it's talking about the Israelites' dead bodies. Now, it's not talking about our physical dead bodies, which that play a part in it too. But in context, this is not talking about our physical dead bodies, although our blood was shed in this city is talking about. But here's talking about us being spiritually dead as Israelites, not knowing who our power is, not knowing our Lord Yahweh Shai, right? Not knowing who we are as a people, but calling ourselves African Americans, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. You see? Not knowing the law, statutes, commandments, we were spiritually dead, as the scriptures say in Proverbs, I believe 21. It says, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead. You see? So it's talking about us being, in other words, those dry bones, as it said in Ezekiel 37 here in America, right? So it says, Revelation 11 and 8, and it's end time prophecy, man, and it's manifesting, like it said in Habakkuk 2. Well, when we get that, but Revelation 11 and 8, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. You see, so America in this great city is talking about America, end time prophecy. And I don't know, I don't really want to play it, but you see it's Egypt. Look, it ain't like a Apostle ball. This full blown saw boy toy action right here, man. Yeah, he looked just like them little boys in that movie Goodbye Uncle Tom, how they painted the little Jake boys gold, man. You see? But look, again, spiritual Sodom in Egypt. You can't deny it. Let me get Habakkuk real quick. This Habakkuk 2. This Habakkuk 2. I'm gonna spare y'all brothers and sisters' eyes. I'm gonna use the computer. I was gonna get my scripture, but let's get to Habakkuk 2. Because this is what's happening. This is what we seeing right now. Habakkuk 2 and 1. It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and I will watch to see what he was saying to me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Is Habakkuk here a prophet, a watchman? He looking out for the signs on the earth to see how the Most High gonna be speaking. What times we in? Of course, he's looking for visions. We looking for visions. We looking for prophecies. We looking for the signs in the heavens, so on and so forth. But it's the point. It says, and Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision. And what's the vision? That's the prophecies, and make it plain upon tables. Because look, the prophets got the vision, right? And once they got it, they wrote it. And as we reading today what they writing, we making it plain upon tables on what they seen and what they wrote. Like the apostle always go into, we know more than they did because they couldn't break down what happened in it. But look, we here today, we seeing it play out. That's how we got more understanding from what they wrote, right? But it says, write the vision and make it plain upon tables that he may run their reader easy to be understood. Like when we go to this, it's easy to understand that America is this Sodom, this great city that's spiritually Sodom. Look, 144, that's spiritually Sodom in Egypt. You see? That's clear. America is this great city. And we know what Sodom was for. Genesis 19, that's pride. LG, the purple rainbow flag supporter. That's their history. Go read about that. Genesis 19. Sodom and Gomorrah with Lot. What the Most High did for them. You know? But it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. And we in an appointed time. And how is it speaking? Now the Most High is giving tangible proof. He backing up his word by allowing it to play out on earth. Now we can go to the scriptures and we can we can go to the scriptures and read this and we like, see, this is what this article is saying right here. Right? We can go to the scriptures and be like, see, this is what they just showed right here on the news. Now we have proof to back up what the word is saying. I don't want to mention it, but the MOB. Now we seeing how they gonna use it. We seeing how they coming with it. But it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry, man. And we see it. This is that place. This is that place. You know? This is that place, man. Look, grown men twerking up the stairs. Come on, man. But this is the little scene. I ain't gonna play it. I'm gonna spare y'all. You know? I'm gonna spare y'all, but yeah, man, let me read that again. Revelation 11 and 8. And their dead bodies shall line the street of the great city, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. Sodom, because we know these kind of acts, what they do, right? And he replaying or reenacting Michael Jackson, Remember the Time, his music video, right? Which is what located, or I guess not physically in Egypt. I don't think, it probably would have, but at least the theme of it was Egypt, which he doing the same thing, which symbolizes our bondage. We was under hardcore bondage, all 12 tribes, for all them years. But let's get let me get another precept and I'll go ahead and end it. I didn't want this to be too long, no, but I seen the elder brother post that and I was like, oh man, that's spot on. The Most High word is true. Matter of fact, let's get that. Isaiah, I'm about to get something else, but let me get this. The Most High word is true. Isaiah 46 and 9. This is the Most High speaking. Yahweh, he says, remember the former things of old. For I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am the Most High, and there is none like me. It says, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done. So before we was here in the end, before the world was created, the Most High knew he was going to have America here in the end. Everything that's going on, he knew it. Xbox. He knew PlayStation. PlayStation. He knew that. He created it. It's all planned out. That's why we can go inside Revelation 11 and 8 and give you an example on what is this great city that's spiritually Sodom and Egypt today. We can go into the scriptures and show you and give you the example on earth. It's just being made manifest because his word is true. It says, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand and I will do all my pleasure. You know, but let me get this and I'll wind it down because ultimately, you know, and since it's Pride Month, I got a message for him or whatever. Let me see. I think it's in Second Ezra. I'll read it real quick. This Second Ezra, I believe it's verse 2. Yo, here we go. This Second Ezra 2 and 8. It says, woe be unto thee, Assure, thou that, and look, Assure, we know Assure, America is likened unto a lot of things in the scriptures, you know, because it take on the customs and ways of a lot of ancient kingdoms, you know. But it says, woe be unto thee, Assure, thou that hidest the unrighteous in thee. And when you go into that word hide, one of the definitions is protect. So they protect the unrighteous. Now let's read about one of the main things that is going to mention of the unrighteous things that Assure, or as we know America, they is protecting today. It says, woe be unto thee, Assure, thou that hidest the unrighteous in thee. Matter of fact, I want to go to that. Salaki. Hold on, let me turn this little shit down. Salaki. I want to go to that real quick to show that how it do mean protect. Just to, you know, back up what I'm saying. Like the scripture say, prove all things, man. You know. But yep, hi, Merriam-Webster Dictionary. What it say right here? B, to conceal or shelter or what? Protection. So Second Ezra 2 and 8, it says, woe be unto thee, Assure, thou that hidest or protect the unrighteous in thee. O thou wicked people, remember what I did. It's the Most High speaking. He said, remember what I did unto who? Unto Sodom and Gomorrah. And we know what the Lord did. He said in Peter, he left it for an example, an example. And the story is left in Genesis 19 on what happened. But he said, remember what I did. I mean, oh wicked people, remember what I did unto Sodom and Gomorrah, whose land lieth in clouds of pitch and heaps of ashes. Even so also will I do unto them that hear me not, saith the Lord power. So just as he left Sodom and Gomorrah, well, you got to get it. Just as he left Sodom and Gomorrah, for an example, if you doing the same thing as them, he gonna do the same thing to you, and that's ultimately the judgment for America, Babylon, and great. Let's get it. Revelation 18, and I wanted where I ended. If the Lord say the same, Revelation 18 and 17. Well, I'll read two so you know who it's talking about. And he cried with the mighty, strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great. Don't they say make America what again? Great again. You know, but Babylon the Great, the mother, so like Babylon the Great is fallen and is become the habitation of devils and the hold of every foul spirit and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Verse 17, for in 1 hour, that's a literal 60 minutes, for in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught. Right? And you can't deny that America, hey, like they say, the land of opportunity. You could become a millionaire, overnight sensation. This the look. You could come live out all your dreams here, right? It's known as a rich country, but it says, for in 1 hour so great riches has come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company of ships and sailors and as many as trade by the sea stood a wide trade. Because look, America is on the left, in the west, surrounded by water. with importing and exporting, number one consumer nation, which is another characteristic of Babylon the Great, which is what America is, a consumer nation. I bet you the shirt that you got on right now say made, or something you got on right now say made in China, right? So they go be on the other side, other nations maybe in water, on TV. It says, stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning. Why she gonna be burning? As the scripture says, gonna be burnt with fire because these other nations go shoot missiles on America. Even her allies and enemies gonna turn their backs on America. That great whore, the beast, right? You see, coming against her, like I said in Obadiah, the ones who ate her bread, and roughly paraphrasing, have laid a wound under her. And everybody gonna shoot missiles who capable of it on Babylon the Great, man. And also Israel, as the scriptures say. And it says that's how it's gonna burn. So when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city, even today in the world? You know, especially when America was in its glory days, of course, now it's dwindling down. But in its glory days, what city was like unto Babylon the Great? The US of A, right? Good old America. Huh? It says, and they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city wherein we were made rich, all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. The same thing we just read. The Most High did to Sodom and Gomorrah, made them desolate. So we see the Lord's word is true, you know. But with that, I was reading through this little preliminary assessment thing. You know, I seen it on RT. They put it out. USA News talking about they ain't find nothing or whatever. You know, it was up in here somewhere. Here it is. Talk about they ain't find that. Where is that? Where I clicked on it at? But that's how I got to the assessment. You know, here it is. Clicked on the report. Let me see. It's somewhere up in here. But yeah, that's pretty much the lesson. I don't want to draw it out. That's pretty much the lesson though. You know, I was skimming through that, the little assessment or whatnot. But yeah, you know, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh. By Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Chakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there pushing his word, you know, with all truth and sincerity, and to all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. Here it is. I think this is what it is. Believing on the gospel, and keep fighting, keep pushing. And with that, yep, here it is. Shalom. But yep, here it is. There it is. Boom. With that, shalom.